So this is a shot of our site, or at least the main part of our site. We've actually developed it a little bit since then. This photo is a year or so old, I think. So we are Celtic Family Camp. We have a recreated Iron Age settlement with 7 roundhouses, the largest of which is based on an excavation of a roundhouse that was discovered at Stansted Airport a few years ago. We've been running about 25 years now. And essentially our remit for most of what we do is concerned with providing education on sort of our ancient heritage and the reinvigoration of practical physical skills for young people. So we facilitate loads and loads of school trips. We have 100, 150 school kids here most days. But what we're also moving to do this year, as part of a project that I'll kind of talk about in a moment, is we are looking to really expand our volunteer remit and really integrate ourselves into both the kind of local community, but then also the broader Hertfordshire community as well. So what I'll talk about in a moment is various opportunities that we have, because really we have quite a wide range of opportunities with a wide range of commitments. So if any of this appeals to you, and I don't answer your questions over the next few minutes, do just get in touch, and I'll give you details at the end. And we can very much have a conversation and kind of figure out if there's anything that you guys might be interested in offering. So we are a registered charity. If you want to check that we're legit and everything, the numbers at the bottom there. So yeah, we've been, like I say, been running for about 25 years. Our objective essentially is to provide practical experiential learning opportunities of the ancient cultural heritage of Britain and our kind of land, to promote both well-being on an individual and kind of social level, but then also education of sustainable use of agriculture, woodland conservation, and just sort of living generally. We kind of work with the motto, I hear and forget and I forget, I see and I remember, but I do and I understand, because we very much understand that the practical touching and feeling is a really important part of what we do. So we try and give the kids and our volunteers like a really, really hands-on and integrated experience. The reason I am talking to you today is because we are now working on what we call Lavina's legacy. The picture you can see, this is Joyce. She was one of our most long-standing volunteers. She was here for a very, very long time. She sadly passed away last year, and her Celtic name, because all our education members also adopt Celtic names as well, was Lavina. So we applied for a heritage lottery grant, and we were granted it, and our goal essentially is to create a legacy of volunteering work that can kind of develop our community, develop our site, and also people can take those skills and go on into their own lives, their own careers, their own futures with that kind of knowledge and practical experience as well. So it's very much an integrated project which aims to bring people into kind of the whole culture of the camp. Not in a culty way, that makes it sound a bit culty, I don't mean it like that. But it's very much about preserving the education and then also taking those well-being benefits home with you as well. So in terms of the work experience, the volunteering benefits to you guys, you would gain practical hands-on experience in outdoor education. You'd learn practical and transferable conservation skills to add to your CV. So that can be within an educational context, but it could be if you want to go and work in any kind of sustainability field, forestry, conservation studies, like anything like that. This is a really good thing to just kind of get on there. And obviously with climate change and the sort of pollution situation that we just generally are experiencing, it's something that's only going to become more important in the future. So it's a really kind of good opportunity to kind of, wet your feet, so to speak, and kind of get in there. You'll get to experience how an award-winning charity, education charity, actually functions on a day-to-day level. We're quite ambitious in our scope, so we're very open to ideas from anyone in the team, no matter whether it's the heritage director at the top or one of our volunteers at the bottom. If we can make it work and we can see the practical benefits to it, we'll do it. We'll put it into place, and then ultimately you get to experience this wonderful site. You get to experience the forest sort of area that we have. And we find that most of our volunteers cite an improvement to their well-being, their mental health, as a significant reason for why they keep coming back to us. And we've got some, like I say, we've got some volunteers that have been working with us for decades at this point. So it really is kind of a place that kind of gets into people's souls in a nice kind of way. Let me move to my next slide if that works. It's not working for me now. There we go. So the one that I am pushing at the moment, although I don't know why you can't see there should be a wonderful photo of one of our education trainees playing with fire here, and you can't see that, which is a bit disappointing. Um, but this is what we're really pushing at the moment. So we run several cohorts of education traineeship over the course of the year. It is a volunteer program, so it's not paid, but it's really good at getting hands-on practical experience. And essentially, you would be trained in a medley of prehistoric skills from flint knapping, firelighting, traditional milling practices, as well as learning about how our ancestors hunted, how they gathered food, how they prepared food, and just sort of everything that went into living in this Iron Age period, sort of 2,500 years ago. Um, what I will do is I'll share links on the final screen, and I'd encourage, if any of these opportunities appeal to you, to just look on our website, read the information there, and then get in touch either through the inquiry form, or you're very, very welcome to contact me directly via my email address, which I'll give at the end as well. I'm really disappointed that photo's not there. It's one of my favourite photos from the site, but not to worry, not to worry. So education traineeship, we still have potentially up to 3 spaces available for our March cohort that's going to be starting very soon. We were full, but unfortunately we've had a couple of applicants drop out due to ill health. So we're kind of now in a position where these vacancies are available and they're ready to be filled soon. So if you're looking to get involved in something outdoorsy very, very soon, this would be something I'd strongly recommend getting just coming and asking us about, and I can let you know kind of what the obligations are. So I will show you that, because I think I can put it on the next slide. Oh look, there's my picture. So this is Mason, who's working with some of our young people there as well, you can see. So if you do have an interest in being a prehistory educator, I can't talk, then please do get in touch. Like I say, friction firelighting, flint knapping, as well as just learning an enormous amount of history about this time period. You can take a photo of my screen now and snap that QR code if you want to, and that will take you directly to the page about this aspect of it. And like I said, we have beginning essentially imminently spaces for a few more volunteers to get involved. This is generally, we can be relatively flexible with this. We usually ask people to commit to kind of 1 or 2 days a week. But we're absolutely willing to have a conversation if that doesn't work for you. Essentially, it's a 6-month program if you're working at that rate, but for some of our volunteers, we'll get through it quicker, and some will get through it a little bit slower than that. And we work through a booklet of skills with you to get you trained up on the full range of things that we offer at the site here. After that, it's not a guarantee in any sense, but we tend to recruit our actual education providers from our education trainees. So it's if you did kind of look and we had the availability, it might be something you could get directly involved with in the paid position afterwards. But obviously, I have to stress that's not something we can guarantee. So that's kind of the main opportunity we're looking to fill at the moment. We also have our family Saturdays, which are filling up nicely. So our next one is on the Saturday, the 16th of March. It's the 3rd Saturday of every month. These are free to book. And again, it's just an opportunity for people to come down with their families and learn kind of woodland conservation skills in a volunteering setting, in kind of, just for a few hours. We generally do kind of a fairly intensive task, not too intense for the kids, obviously, for an hour or so, and then we fill it in with a few other smaller tasks, and then we all retire to the cafe and we have a nice cup of coffee and we have some biscuits and have a nice chat. So it's a really nice social occasion for some of our volunteers as well. And quite often our volunteers might get involved with this and then decide to potentially commit to our other events and things as well. So again, you're welcome to contact me directly, or just look on our website if that is of interest to you, or you can snap that QR code there as well. One of our most successful projects at the moment as well is our woodland workshops, which we're running in partnership with a group called Groundwork East, particularly because there's quite a few different kind of groups out there running under Groundwork's header. For this is a 4-week course. At the moment, it's running on Thursdays, 11 till 2 p.m. This is a really good option if you live in Hertfordshire but you don't have your own transport, because they will actually come and collect you in their minibus and they will bring you to our site and they will deliver you back home as well. You don't really need to bring any equipment. I mean, you don't really need to bring any equipment for any of our things. but we're fully equipped to do whatever tasks with kind of their supplies as well as ours here. And again, if you want to kind of do a little taster, this is a really good one to get involved with as well. We've got one more week of our current cohort, and then our next cohort will begin a week on Thursday, the 7th of March, I want to say. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, the 7th of March. So we do have a couple of slots available for that. So if that was of interest to you, then you can get in touch with Groundworks. Again, go to our website and that will link you through to Groundworks and you can kind of take it from there. And again, it's a really nice way to taste it, see what we do here, meet some other people. Our groups tend to be 6 to 8 people with Groundworks. And we'll get you working hard. You know, it's very satisfying. Our last group actually have been really committed. They have worked through some really rainy sessions, and I've just checked the forecast for tomorrow, and it's raining again, so I feel a bit bad for them. But I think they've all had quite a good time regardless, anyway, which has been really nice to hear. So I'll just jump to our conservation volunteers. So this is, again, one of our more open sort of possibilities for volunteering. So if you're really interested in learning about just woodland and sort of sustainable rural conservation, this is absolutely the one for you. We can be very flexible with this. Mondays and Thursdays are generally the days that our volunteers for these come in. But we are absolutely able to work around your sort of previous commitments. We know that people have school runs to do. We know that people have, you know, jobs and lives to lead. But if this was something you were interested, let us know and we could, you know, talk to you about what would work for you. So you could be learning traditional skills in this, such like bottle fencing, learning a bit of herbology, helping build dead hedges, doing a bit of planting, this kind of thing. Like I said, we have flexible hours for this, and you would be integrated within our volunteer community. You would get support from the team on, and like, we're not going to throw you in and sort of say, oh, you know, go do that, go do this, without any training or anything like that. We will very much look after you. So you don't really have any experience, just a bit of enthusiasm and some warm clothes. We've got waterproofs, but you know, I'm wearing about 3 layers today, so it's good to stay toasty. And then the other thing just to say about this is that you don't need to commit to coming every week. So you know, if you know, like I say, we can be flexible. Obviously, recognize that life happens. You're welcome to come and do a taster, and then, you know, come back later if it suits you. And the other thing that I was going to mention that I've now just forgotten was, yes, you do need to bring boots for this one as well. We're also open to suggestions because we are trying to broaden the appeal and the scope of the camp. So we've got a few ideas on the back burner. So if there are things on the website but you have an area of knowledge or something that you think, oh, this looks like the kind of place I could do that, let us know. Because like, for example, we're thinking about beekeeping, you know, having some beehives on site. So we find a volunteer beekeeper, that would be amazing. We've got water courses that we have to manage, which are a bit more complex. So if anyone has any expertise in watercourse management, that's always appreciated. But yeah, anything you can offer it's fantastic, basically. And if you want to come down and visit the site without any commitment, just to see what it's like, let me know and we can arrange that as well. I've just got a couple more slides and then we'll let somebody else take over. Sorry, I shouldn't make these pictures go up before. Oh no, that is my last slide. Okay, so if you would like to get involved, then I would suggest take a snap of this QR code on the screen, and you're also welcome to jot down, that's our generic office phone number, but you can speak to anyone on the team, and if I'm available, I will come and chat to you. Or you're welcome to email me directly. It's just david@celticharmony.org. And I think that is pretty much it. So I'm able to stick around for maybe another 15-20 minutes and take any questions in the chat if that's helpful. But I recognise that obviously we are running slightly late already and don't want to delay every other group. So I really appreciate you coming and listening to us today. And like I say, like, any questions, any ideas, anything you'd like to know about the organisation, please just get in touch and I will do my best to come back to you as quickly as I can, and accurately as well, ideally.